So for those of you that don't know, before I got into real estate, I was in the Air Force. My husband and I were both active duty stationed in California. And then when we moved to Ohio, we both joined the Air National Guard here. So I was working on base full time and I just felt like I needed something different. And at the time we had sold a house, our first house, and I just kind of stayed in touch with my broker at the time. And I kind of told her that I was interested in getting into real estate. And that's kind of how I jumped in. I wasn't happy at my job. And so basically she said, hey, I'm opening up a brokerage. If you want to get your license, you have a job. So I literally jumped on the opportunity. I got my license. Well, actually I had a baby and then I got my license about 3 months later after studying, like staying home on maternity leave and everything like that. But with that, I quit my full-time job getting into real estate. So I quit my full-time job, and I just dove right in. And so there were a lot of mistakes that were made very quickly. But luckily I learned from those mistakes. And so I kind of wanted to just share them with you. So my number one, mistake that I kind of learned right off the bat and luckily didn't impact me too much was not reaching out to my sphere. And so if you are just getting into real estate, or even if you've been in for a little bit and you're not hounding your sphere, those people that love you and they know you personally, that can be your number one mistake, because that is going to be your kickstart and your jumpstart to your business. Whether you are reaching out to friends and family or friends of friends, that sphere is so dang important. Like, you have to reach out to them. You have to be like, hey, I'm in real estate now. I'm loving my new career. If you know, or if you want to look for real estate, or if you're looking to buy, or you're looking to sell, or anybody that you know is looking to sell, let them know that I now have my license. If you're not doing that, you're not doing yourself any type of favors and you're giving yourself a disservice. So reach out to your sphere. And the next thing that I really learned was that I needed to have a team behind me. And I don't mean a real estate team. I do have a team now. You know, we have agents and I have a transaction coordinator. But what I mean by team is lender, title company, inspectors, photographers. You need to find those people that you not only like to work with, but that you mesh well with, and that they have the same type of work ethic as you. Because if you are out showing houses on a holiday or a Sunday evening, you need to know that your team, as far as your lender and your photographer and everybody like that, is right there with you, that no matter when you want to reach out to them, that they're going to be there and they're going to work just as hard as you are. Because if you're working so hard to get these clients and to gain their business, you want to have a team behind you that you can, one, refer to people, and two, trust that they are going to give them the type of service that you are expecting to give your clients. Hold them to a high standard, because, you know, it is your business. And if you refer somebody to some person and then they end up not liking them, or they end up not giving them great service, that reflects on you. So you really want to have a great team behind you that is going to kind of work the same as you do, and that you can trust that no matter what, you can refer them and you never have anything to worry about. So get that good team behind you. A third thing that I learned really quickly is that being an agent is not a job. It is a lifestyle. This mindset completely will change how you view your career. About a month and a half into my career, my husband actually deployed overseas for 6 months. So I had a 4-month-old baby and a 2-year-old at the time. And I would get so irritated when people wanted to go to showings, or an agent would call me like, don't you know that I have kids? Like, I can't do this right now. And I had to learn really quickly that if I wanted any type of success in this business, that yes, my family comes first, but it's not that my job comes second. I need to learn how to mesh them and how to integrate them together, because this job is not a job. It is truly, truly a lifestyle. My kids go on showings with me. I've brought them to closings, and they've been to that whole 6 months that my husband was gone. They were at every inspection, every photography for my listings. And so I just integrate them with me, and you have to be okay with that, because unless you're going to be like a super part-time agent, there's no 8 to 5 in this business whatsoever. I think that I know of people that are in this business, and if there's a listing or an agent or something and they're like, okay, we'll contact you Monday after, 9 a.m., it's like so annoying. And so don't be that person. If you really truly want success in this business, you have to learn how to not even really find a balance, integrate, and truly find how you can incorporate your business into your personal life and make it work, because that's really, really, really what you have to do. Fourth thing, phone phobia. Whether it is for cold calling, calling a lender, calling another agent, you have to have that open line of communication. I know, especially like with my generation, texting is huge. Well, you have to be okay with picking up that phone when those hard things come through, that you have to tell another agent that you're terminating a contract or their financing fell through. Don't have phone phobia, because people will respect you 100,000% more when you can pick up the phone and call them and have an actual conversation with them and let them know what is going on and that you're being open and honest with them. Agents that I've worked with in the past, they're like, thank you so much for not sending that in a text message. And it's just like, of course I wouldn't. Like, that's crazy. This is like the worst news ever. I don't want to send that over text. So don't have that phone phobia. If you are a little bit more reserved over the phone, practice. Know your scripts. I've talked about it before. Know your scripts. Know what you're going to say when you have those type of rejections, or if you kind of get into it with an agent, just keep your professionalism and know how to respond in certain situations, because every transaction is going to be different, and you're going to have different struggles and things like that come up during every single transaction. Nothing is perfectly smooth ever, and so just go into it knowing that. And then my last and final mistake that I made was not having a mentor. And so what I want to say about having a mentor is that you want to have a mentor that you truly want to emulate their business. You want to see their business, almost know what their business plan is, and say, I want to have that. It's not about just connecting with somebody. It's not about just having, like a personal relationship with them. You really need to look at their lifestyle and how they run their business, how they treat their clients, how they manage their team, if that's somewhere where you're wanting to go, and see if that kind of lines up with what you want also. It is so important whether you have a mentor that's local to you or you have a mentor that's like your Instagram mentor. I have one of those. And so you need to find those people that you really want to emulate their business and do exactly what they're wanting to do, because you're going to take what they say and you're going to look at that and through a totally different lens if you really respect them. So those are my 5 mistakes that I have made and that I've learned from, and I hope that you can learn from them too.